I live in Baltimore City, and so walking down in the streets, you sometimes see people who are pretty grimy, basically homeless people asking for money. And there was one guy in particular, he had severe cuts on his arms and his face was all beat up, and he was asking for money. Really challenging. I know you've experienced this before as well, and you don't know what to do sometimes. And it's almost like the gospel passage where Christ is encountering lepers. And you got to know, leprosy, there was no cure in Jesus' time. And it was a sign of, first of all, their sinfulness for getting into places where they were getting sick. And secondly, it was a sign of a curse from God, that somehow they had done something wrong and God was in a way punishing them, which is why they wanted to keep lepers as far away from healthy people as possible. And there was this prudish side of me that wanted to be distant from this homeless person because he looked kind of sick, he kind of smelled bad, and frankly, I didn't want to catch whatever this person had. Do I kind of push some buttons in you? That might be the truth, because the fact is, Christ is challenging us to be the best version of ourselves, which isn't to be Puritans, but to be people of compassion. That means people who are not afraid of sick people. I'm just so in awe of doctors and nurses who are just willing to jump right in and heal somebody or take care of them, even if they're grimy and disgusting. I'm more inspired of saints who started religious orders, including Mother Teresa, which goes out into the depths of depravity, and they do what they can to heal people. You know, this sense of healing is what God wants of us, which is why the gospel passage in Mark, where the leper comes up to Jesus and says, "If you are willing to heal me, heal me." And Jesus says, "Am I willing?" It is obviously part of God's plan that we be healed, because being healed is purity. And purity and cleanliness, it's next to godliness. And Jesus then goes on to tell this guy, hey, don't tell anyone about it, because this messianic secret had two purposes. One, to stop gossip. You can tell that people will sensationalize anything. And then the second thing is to make sure that this story of Jesus' power didn't get out of hand to the point where people will come and accuse him of doing bad things, which will eventually lead to his death. It was almost a way of Jesus saying, when my time has come, it'll be on my time or God's time, not on man's time. In other words, God is going to reveal his power of healing in his time, not ours. We all have something that needs to be healed. We have some parts of our lives that are pretty stinky, disgusting, and nasty. God wants to heal us. Maybe this day we can consider a spiritual healing by going to confession, and then maybe even doing something like this. Forgiving someone or helping someone feel better about themselves, even in the midst of their depravity. God wants to heal us. This cleansed leper proves it.